Hi, we are back. We are now going to make the outside of the album look pretty. I'm using a dark blue ribbon. I do sell this on my Etsy site. It's a beautiful satin. I sell it in 3 yards. So if you're interested, you can purchase it there. It's 1.5, I think it's 1.5 inches. Oh, it's 1 inch. 1 inch. What was I thinking? Anyways, this is what I have laid out. So kind of want to give you a thought process of what I was doing here. These 3 pieces are off of one 12 by 12. So when I cut this, I had this piece left over, and I'm using this background piece. So I wanted it to look like that if you're walking or if you're up on a hillside, you would have some boughs coming in to your view, and then in the distance is this tree line. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I am cutting the word nature. I backed it on some white cardstock, and then I'm going to back it on some blue so it will stand out, and that'll just sit down here at the bottom. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do here on the spine yet, if I'm going to do anything at all. On the front here, I really focused on this particular piece, and I'll pull it out here in just a minute. I want to give you an overview of what I'm doing. This is a chipboard piece. This is a cutout. These are from a cut apart. These are cutouts off the 12 by 12 floral. This is a cutout off the 12 by 12 floral. Then I've got 2 pieces back here, the same, and then this is a chipboard piece. This is a chipboard piece. She's a chipboard piece. But in your cutouts, there is also this ribbon of film strip, and I'm kind of treating it like it's a path that she's walking on, that she's out for a nice hike, and she's witnessing the blue skies, and she's also appreciating the sound of the silence that you get when you're out in nature. Other than nature itself, you don't have all the background noise. So that's what I'm doing here. Now this piece is just the stem that comes across, and I have cut it to fit. This one here I did mount on some blue cardstock so that it would stand out a little bit. The rest of these I have simply inked their edges. These are the 2 boughs that I trimmed and cut to accent across the bottom. And again, here's that film strip, the 2 tickets, the chipboard piece, the sound of silence, and then I have these 2 smaller cutouts, and all of that is coming off of this sheet. So you can kind of see where I've been digging holes into this. Now, let's go ahead and let's see what we can do about putting this thing together. I am backing everything with a white cardstock so that it has an opportunity to really stand out on the paper so that it highlights it the best. So I'm going to be doing these 3 pieces that way, but first thing I need to add on is my ribbon, and I am going to go ahead and add it now. It's kind of wonky, but I don't really care because it's going to get covered up. Now this, I was finally instructed on what to get to keep the ends of my ribbon from fraying. So I'm going to give just kind of hopefully a nice little trim here, diagonal, and then it takes about 15 minutes or so for this to dry, so I'm going to add it now. It's called, it's by Dritz, Somebody was asking me the other day, what do I do? It's by Dritz and it's called Fray Check. And I think, boy, this is just, okay. So I'm going to put this on now. It's going to be a little bit before I get done working with the outside of the album. So both of these will have had a chance to dry. So that one's on. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put the other one on. It definitely does soak through the ribbons, so by the time it dries, it should give me a really nice, decent seal. Okay. I'm just going to drape that off the end of the counter here for a little bit. All right. I'm going to tape this down rather than glue it. Because I definitely want the tape to hold that down. That's just my preference. You can add whatever method of tape or glue that you're most comfortable with. So I'm going to add one down the center just so that I've got a means of securing this down before I take the perimeter tape off. Okay, here we go. So I want to balance these three sides. I know my edge over here next to the spine is going to be larger, but that's because there's that roll there from the merging of the chipboard pieces, so it's going to be larger. Now, as I'm saying this, I have been getting a lot of requests. I just goofed this up. Hold on just a second. I didn't pay any attention to how much tape overhang I had. So I need to lift this so I can roll it under using my fingernail. That was just tacky. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of requests lately for different subtitles in different languages, predominantly French and Spanish, to be included in my videos. And the only way I can do it is for it to be a closed caption. I do not know if you're going to see that or if it's my other followers, when they log in, that they're the only ones that see it. So if somebody could let me know, I would greatly appreciate it. And if it does show on the screen, I think you should be able to tap on a little box that has 2 C's in it. It says closed caption. Tap on that. It should take it away. At least I'm able to do that on the English version of it. Okay, now the spine I'm just going to glue on. It's no big deal. And I'm just going to try and level it with this one and then center it. Okay, and now let's add the back piece. I'll pull this over a little bit. Now I did ink my edges. I wanted a nice soft brown, and so I used gathered twigs from the Distress line of Tim Holtz. So if you happen to have that or something comparable, I didn't want to use a brown that had a red hue, and I didn't want to use a super dark brown, so I found that that color worked the best. See, I have a little tiny tail of tape right there, so I'm going to take that off now. Okay, let's go back to the spine piece. It's the quickest and the easiest. Now, when I'm trimming this cardstock that's going to be my backing here, I leave approximately 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch edge around the sides. It just simply depends on, for me, how much of an accent that I want the paper to provide. And in this case, I want it to provide a little bit more of an accent, so I'm allowing myself a little bit more blue to show here on the edges. Staying with this side, let's go ahead and let's put our back piece on. I'm going to glue this real quick. Now there are several sentiments in here. In your chipboard assortment, there are several sentiments. So you can change out any one of them to best suit your mood, what you want to see. You can even change up the front a little bit, or a whole lot. Then I'm going to glue this down. And I just want it to sit just subtle, just down here across the bottom. And then this is my little artistic trim of the bows, because we're out for nature's walk. And then I'm going to line this up here a little bit across the top, but that's okay because again I am trying to make it look like you're on a hillside looking down into a valley and you have this continued bow of the leaf, the stem here. Now let's go ahead and let's put on the front panel. Make sure I try to line up to this. Okay, now we're just going to rebuild our front. This piece has to go down first. No, I lied. These two need to go down first. So let's place this so that we can kind of get an idea of where and how much of this we want. Now I wanted these two to kind of my personal preference, I wanted these two to somewhat offset themselves. I didn't want them lined up together. And then this other ticket, I just want this one to just offset right here. Now we'll put this one down, and then this one will go down. If you don't want to do this, that's entirely up to you. I do have a chipboard birdie. I can put him down now. And I'm going to make him look like he's standing on this limb. Let's go ahead and put this down. Glue right there, and then of course it gets all over the place. Okay, now I'm going to put down my film strip. Before I do that, I want to take these three elements and realign them to see where I want that strip to come in at. And then the pretend that she's walking down a path. I want this a little bit more there. So that's what I'm going to do. So the film strip's going to go down first. I need to try and remember my angle. It'll work. I will make it work. I'll put down these two elements. This chipboard piece. And then we'll glue her into place. So it looks like she's walking up a path using the film strip to illustrate that. I know it's kind of silly, but first thing when I saw that, and I was putting the front of this together, I thought that would make a great, a great visual. All right, so I'm gonna put my large piece on first. I kind of want this to come across here like so. These first two pieces are going to be my accents. I wanted this one up here. All right, now we have the large piece of chipboard we're going to put in. Let me reposition. How do I want these? What did I do here? And then this one will kind of come up here in the middle between them. Okay, so I'm going to put down the pine cone chipboard piece. Put it down right about here. And we'll come in here with this one. We'll just drop it in there. And then this little blue floral. Will sit right there. Okay. Now I want to look and see if any of the brass goodies that we got would work here. These won't. I don't know how I could attach that one. Work. And here's a little birdie. Suitcase, camera. Oh, I could put the camera like it's hanging off of her hand. I could put that right there. Or I could drop it down like she's letting it dangle from her hand right there. Oh, you know what? That looks good. And I just had a thought. I'm going to try something because I know I'm not too long on this video, but I want to try something because I just thought of something. Let me see if this is going to work. If I tied a knot in that and then put that there like she, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm not going to glue it down until I see if it does. I don't have any small chain. I don't think it's going to work. It would have worked if I had put that down to begin with, I think. But this is kind of an afterthought. So what if I just went ahead and let it look like it's dangling from her hand? A little bit of glossy accents. I just know I'm going to get them all over my fingers here. And can I put this little bird in here? I could set it right there. Okay. Don't you dare do that. Come on, just stay there. I have tacky on my fingers and I just lifted it right up. Okay, so I think, whoops. I think we're doing pretty good on the outside. I'm just kind of cleaning up here, letting that have a chance to set up just a bit. And this stuff is dry. Yay, I'm just going to clean that little snip off right there. So that worked out pretty good, really. Okay, there you go. That's the front of this. Then we have our spine. I'm still not so sure I won't do something with this. I'll let you know in the next video. And then we have just a simple, elegant back. All right. Hey, thank you for playing along, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, bye-bye.